Select the next active link to continue. The cooling system for the energy storage system uses a coolant surge tank, coolant heater, battery chiller, and coolant pump. The heater preheats the battery in cold climates to ensure optimal performance. The coolant pump is a variable speed impeller-style motor-driven pump. The coolant chiller is a fluid-to-fluid heat exchanger that uses the vehicle's AC system to cool the battery. The battery cooling system circulates a pre-mixed Dex-Cool, which is a 50-50 mixture of Dex-Cool and deionized water. A battery cell is designed with cooling plates between each cell. Each plate is composed of small passages that allow coolant to carry heat away. The HPCM2 determines how much battery cooling or heating is required and turns on the coolant pump when needed. The cooling system for the energy storage system consists of the heater, coolant cooler, pump, surge tank, and coolant plates. Select each button to learn more. When finished, select Next to continue. The heater preheats the battery in cold climates to ensure optimal performance. The 1.8 kilowatt heater is external to the battery assembly. The HPCM2 monitors battery cell temperature and turns on the high-voltage heater when necessary. A high-voltage heater coil heats the coolant as it passes through the heater just before it enters the battery assembly. The heater is commonly used in colder climates to preheat the battery prior to propulsion. Since battery operation and charging create heat, the heater is typically only needed for a brief period of time. The drive motor battery coolant cooler or chiller, which is also called the refrigerant coolant heat exchanger, is mounted to the right strut tower in the front of the vehicle. As the air conditioning system operates, refrigerant passes through a thermal expansion valve on the coolant cooler to maintain the proper temperature within the battery. The temperature of the refrigerant drops, drawing heat out of the battery coolant and thus cooling the battery cells. The coolant cooler is a fluid-to-fluid heat exchanger with its own thermal expansion valve. The coolant pump is a variable-speed, impeller-style motor-driven pump which is located in the front compartment on the right lower side near the front. Controlled by the HPCM2, the pump may be activated when the vehicle is operating, during charging, or when the vehicle is turned off and maintaining the high-voltage battery temperature. The surge tank cap maintains a pressure of 35 kilopascals, or 5 pounds per square inch. The HPCM2 monitors the tank's level sensor. The surge tank is located beneath the rear package shelf when installed in the vehicle and provides the reservoir for the battery coolant. It is very important to ensure that the level is correct and not to top off the coolant so that leaks may be identified before any coolant damages the batteries. Warning: when servicing the system, ensure absorbent mats are used to prevent coolant from spilling onto the battery cover. If this occurs, coolant can drip down the cover and leak into the battery assembly, where it will seek the lowest point, which is the main high-voltage electrical connector. The coolant can damage the connector, leading to high-voltage battery replacement and main high-voltage cable replacement. The battery sections incorporate cooling plates between the battery cells. When the battery cell sections are assembled, manifolds form on either side. Coolant is fed into one of the manifolds and is forced through small vein-like passages within the cooling plates. The opposite manifold becomes the outlet. The battery sections are connected together using rubber coolant hoses.